Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you my updated price targets for both Bitcoin and Ethereum as the bulls have appeared to come charging back. Now we'll see if they have the staying power to hold the bears down, or if the bears claw their way back and push Bitcoin's price back down after this recent run-up. So let's jump over to the charts. And we will start with the 4-hour chart over on Binance. Now, we had been watching this triangle pattern play out over the last couple weeks, and the price action did eventually break down as we expected since Bitcoin was in a downward trend. The break is typically downward, and we got that downward break. However, the price did eventually recover right back into the triangle and started respecting the trend lines once again. And in the last video, we were anticipating another breakout, whether that be to the upside or the downside, and it initially broke down and began to move sideways. And eventually the bulls stepped up and the price action exploded towards the top side, which the close above that trend line was the first in a couple weeks. Now what I was looking for, if we were able to breach this upper trend line, at a minimum I wanted to see the price action get above these previous attempts of breaching the trend line. And the price did actually make it all the way back up into this level. Now we are pulling back into this level, so we'll see if prior resistance can become future support. And now it's really a question of whether the bulls are going to push this price action up into the 42,005 range, which would be the level we bounced to after Bitcoin dumped to 30,000. We were able to get back to 42.5, and then we got another sell-off, and since then we've pretty much been going sideways between about 40,000 and 31,000. So let's zoom out to the daily chart, and we can see again we had that triangle pattern also setting up on the daily chart. Now, the first level I want to actually see hold on the Fibonacci retracement tool is the 786 level, which is right around 36,300. Now, with the last two daily candles, those EMAs are starting to turn up. But the bulls will definitely need to defend this 786 line. Now, if the bulls fail, then we could be headed back down to the 31,000 level, which has acted as support. And below that would be 30,000. And if the bears are able to claw through 30,000, then you can see 22,000 is almost exactly the 1272 Fibonacci retracement level. And so we could see the bear market continue and the prices push down to that 22,000 level. Now, the first level we need to get above is going to be the 618 level on the Fibonacci retracement. And that is right around 41,000. You can see that the 41,000 level is the yellow line, and just above that is the 618. And right now you can see the wick goes right up and touches it and pulls back. And if we look back and check our 6, the same thing happened right back in here. We ran right up into the 786 and pulled back. And if we look a little further back, you can see this candle here did wick above, but it actually ended up closing just below the 618 level. Now, if we can get above the 618 level, just like we saw in the 4-hour chart, the 42,500 is this level here that was prior support, which then turned into resistance. And so the price definitely needs to clear the 42,005 level before we can get truly bullish. And then the next level is the green line here, and that's your 50% level on the Fibonacci retracement tool, and that's right at around 45,000. After that, we get into the 382 level, which is right around 48,000. And for the bulls to be all the way back, in reality, right here where we see these two doji candles wick up, at that level is 51.5. If the bulls can get above 51.5, we could be headed back towards all-time new highs. So to quickly recap, the first level we really need to see the bulls to get above will be 41,000, which matches up with the 618 level pretty much. Then we're looking at that 42.5. Next would be around 45,000. Then around 48,000. and then the 51,500 level. Now on the flip side, if the bulls lose control and the price goes below the 786 level, which is around 36,000, then we'd be looking at around 35,000 to hold. If that fails, then we could be headed right back down to 31,000 or 30,000. And if the bears decide to push this into a longer bear market, we could see Bitcoin sell off all the way down to the Fibonacci 1272 retracement level, which would put us right about 22,000. All right, let's jump over to the Ethereum one-day chart on Binance and see what's developing as far as the price action over here. Now, Ethereum is currently trading within its own triangle pattern and has not actually broken out in either direction. And so this will be worth monitoring to see what direction we break out of this pattern. So let's jump over to the 1 hour chart. And on the 1 hour chart, we do have the price action trading within this channel. And so that is what I will be monitoring for a breakout in either direction. And so if we see a breach towards the downside, I would get involved in a short. Or if the price action is able to breach above the upper trend line, and I'd also want to see it break above these two levels. If we zoom out and check our 6, you can see both the 2600 and the 2625 level has been a level of prior resistance. So in order for me to go long, I would want to see this price action not just break this trend line, but be breaking out above these two levels. At which point I would feel comfortable going long, and from there the next move up could be around the 2725 level or all the way back up into the 2800 to 2850 level. There does not appear to be a whole lot of resistance until we get back up in this area, so that could be a very strong move up if the ETH bulls can push up above this 2600 2625 zone. Now, if the bears push the price down, the first level I'm looking at is probably around 2450. As you can see, when you look back, that's kind of prior support and prior resistance. After that, then we could see a move all the way back down to around the 2300 level. Now, for a quick recap on the trade, if we break out towards the upside, I want to be above 2625 with profit targets around 2725 or up towards the top side of around 2800. And depending on the price action and volume at the time, my stop loss would more than likely be just below the 2600 level or perhaps around this 2575 level where we see quite a bit of prior resistance, and we would look for that to become support. Now, if the price breaks down, then I'd be getting short, and depending on where we actually break towards the downside at, this could be a quick shoot and loot trade with a profit target of around 4475. Or if there's enough volume, momentum to justify holding on, we could see this fall all the way down to around the 2300 level. And once again, depending on where we actually break down at, my stop loss would be more than likely just on the other side of the trend line where the breach actually occurs. Now, with that all being said, let's take a look at some longer term targets for Ethereum. And if we jump over to the 1 week chart on Binance, we can see that Ethereum has been moving sideways and slightly up. And so this chart to me actually looks a little more bullish than the Bitcoin chart. Now, for the upside, the first level we clearly need to get through is the 618 level, where you can see we rejected from recently, and that level is going to be right around 2700. So the first target on the way up is going to be 2700. After the 618 level, we hit the 50% level, and that is almost exactly at 3000. And that will also be a psychological level as well, that 3000 level. After that, we push up towards the 382 level, which is just shy of 3400. Now, if the bulls can push through this level, then we're looking up at the 4000 level, and from there, we're looking at all-time high. Now, on the flip side, the last weekly candle was bearish and sold off from that 618 level. So if they actually decide to take control of this weekly candle, then we need to see the 786 level hold, and that's right around 2300. If that fails to hold the line, then we could be headed back down towards 2000. And if the bears can crush the price down from there, then we're more than likely back down towards the 1700 level to hold. And if that fails to hold, then we're looking at about 1400. And after 1400, we're looking at 1000, which would be your 1272 level. And so to quickly recap on the way down, we need the 786 level to hold at 2300. After that, we would look for 2000. Then we're looking at 1700, perhaps 1400, and then all the way back down to the 1272 level, which is going to be 1000. Now, if the bulls decide to take control, then we could look at perhaps 2800, 3000, right around 3400, 4,000, and then all-time new highs from there. So that pretty much wraps it up for the new updated price targets for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, I will continue to do these update videos, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button. If you liked the video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, drop those down in the comment section down below. And remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.